So, I found myself still going through all of these demos I got during the recent Steam Next Fest. And I got a lot. From very atmospheric horror to, cat photography. But this video is going to be about Knucklejet. 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 It possesses the properties of both Knuckles and Jet. This game is all about running an orphanage. I mean, the main character, Anastasia, should be running an orphanage, but the big bad evil guy stole all of the orphans.
You what?
To build him iPhones in his robot factory, and thus, Anastasia has to save the day. Luckily, Anastasia isn't your average orphanage worker. No, she's an ex-villain henchwoman who used to work for Maximilian Tycoon. Yes, that evil roller coaster tycoon guy. The mentioned villain that stole all of the orphans. Which means Anastasia has her old rusty evil henchwoman tools. And by reading the title, it is probably obvious by now. Her weapon of choice is of course a gauntlet, with a rocket attached to it. The movement in this game is wild. Half the time, I don't even feel like walking, I just chain dashes everywhere. Well, actually these are not dashes, but Anastasia has normal punches. On top of that, she can use the jet to rocket propel herself across the map. It is just the perfect balance of making me feel almost overpowered, but also hard to properly control and easy to overshoot Anastasia into taking damage. Especially with one unlockable gauntlet that makes you dash further. There is also a special purple fuel that gives a controllable trajectory. It is easy to refuel it by hitting enemies. The enemies are something like Eggman's robots, but brought from Temu. Well, actually I think the orphans are the ones who are building those robots, so yeah. In fact, each end of a level, Anastasia rescues an orphan from the factory. Even though this demo only has what I assume is just the first area, it has quite a lot of stages, and the enemy variety is also very good. Besides the enemies, there are obstacle courses, and I think the game is quite beginner friendly. I don't know how the full game would be in the later stages, but the demo levels are very forgiving and the hard parts are usually side tracks for finding collectibles. This game is kinda like Ratchet and Clank. You collect screws and bolts as currency, and even large hidden screws. Aside from the screws, there are hidden equipment and other collectibles that can be used to unlock special levels. Unlocking equipment could be playstyle changing and not just stats affecting, although most just give a stats bonus. So, I explained the mechanics a bit, but I really want to get more into the atmosphere, the art, the vibes, the meat, the potatoes. This game kinda feels like a Sunday morning cartoon. I don't know why, it reminds me of Super Duper Sumos.
Super duper sumos. Whoa.
The music lyrics about punching the villains, saying stuff like sharing is caring, but they're not caring. Hyping Anastasia up, and she is all about saving the orphans, flying around, and most importantly, giving Knucklejet knuckle sandwiches. Also, the signpost the villain placed to discourage you also made me chuckle. I think one of them is referencing JoJo as well. What is worse for such an evil villain than a Knucklejet wielding maniac? Of course, two Knucklejet wielding maniacs. That's right. Even this demo with like 10 stages or so has local couch co-op. The footage is me trying to attempt to play both characters at the same time. Overall, it has such a fun style, and it is also just as fun to play. I am excited to see the full game whenever it releases.